Hey everyone, welcome back to Koinonia Corner. This is Angie again, coming just to chat and get going with our first episode of the series. I just have to tell everyone I'm so excited about doing this, and I hope that it encourages you, and I hope that you come along for a long journey. I hope it's a long journey, and I hope that we get to talk about a lot of things. So I'm just going to start. I saw that there's a few of you that I know from back in the old high school days, back at Fourth Baptist Christian High School in Minneapolis. So I'm going to go back to that time. That's where I'm going to start, because that's where Chris and I met. He was a year older than me in high school. We met when he was a senior and I was a junior. We met, and he'll tell you the story sometime. We met at the pencil sharpener in the back of our math class one day, and that's where it all began. We started dating, I want to say the summer of his senior year. We started dating. And there'll be more stories about how that went about, because my dad was super strict, and that was a challenge all in itself. But we started dating then. We dated for a while, then we got married in 1996. So this year we'll be married for 30 years, and we have 10 kids. So that's where it all began. And we didn't set out to have 10 kids. I don't think we ever really talked about a number. We were married for about 4 years before we ever had kids, and we had our first baby girl in 2000, and our second baby girl joined in 2002, and then our first son was born in 2004, and following that there were 6 more sons, and we have 7 boys and 3 girls, and our baby is a caboose of a little girl that she was born in 2013. So that's the order: 2 girls, 7 boys, and a baby girl. The older 2 girls, my oldest is out of the house. Obviously she'll be 26 this year. And then my second oldest daughter is in college at Northwestern. My oldest son is going to be getting married in October, and he graduated from Grand Canyon University last fall. Met his future wife there, and they're going to get married in October. They live in Denver, Colorado. So he moved there last March, and I'll get into that sometime too, how we as moms deal with our kids growing up and leaving the nest. And boy, one of the hardest things that you go through as a mom, and I guess something that I don't think I was prepared for, really. You just spend so many years with the littles, and it seems like work and day after day, but before you know it, they're grown and they're leaving and they're starting their own families, and as you can tell, it's just hard. So we'll talk about that in a different episode, but I just wanted to come on and encourage you all today, and just give you a little background of our story and how we met, and just that we didn't start out thinking about having 10 kids, but the more kids we had, the more that we wanted, and realizing that it was such a blessing to have 10 kids. When our oldest was about one and a half, we started going to church in Minneapolis. We live in Minneapolis. We started going to church at Bethlehem Baptist, and we spent over 10 years at that church. That's a foundational church for us. Pastor John Piper was our pastor. I'll be talking about him a lot on our journey, how he influenced us, that's just the foundation of our Christian walk and our life, and just spent so many years there, met so many great people along the way, and loved getting to know people, loved having people over to our house, and just sharing our big family with everyone. And so we went to church there for those many years, and that's just foundational in our life. You're going to hear me talk about on our journey George Mueller. If you don't know who George Mueller is, I encourage you to look him up. He's a pastor from 1800s out of Bristol, England. He had an orphanage there where he took care of over 10,000 orphans in his lifetime, never asking for money from anyone. Just prayed and asked the Lord whenever they needed something. And it's just, we have modeled our family and our ministry. After that, we went out to the reservation, Pine Ridge Reservation, in 2014 with all 10 of our kids, not being sent by an agency. We had the blessing of our church, of Bethlehem Baptist, but we went just trusting in the Lord, in Him alone. And so there's just more to follow, and I just am so excited. I would like you guys to, if you don't mind, just engage and send questions like, what could we talk about? Even questions that I could answer about big families and raising kids. And I can tell you it's a little different in raising kids now, and I feel like in 2026 compared to when my oldest was 18, and growing up even in 2000 to 2010 is a lot different than 2015 to 2026. We have a tough job, moms and dads, and we have to look to the Lord, and we have to look to one another. We have to be there for one another. And that's something else that I want to get into as believers. We'll talk about church hurt and church life and what biblically church is to be. I think, of course, I went to Fundamental Baptist church school. I also grew up in that church setting, a Fundamental Baptist church. Chris grew up in E-Free Church, and he's going to be joining us we're going to start another little offshoot of Theology Thursdays, where he's going to come and be with me, and we're going to talk about theology, church stuff, and from his pastor's perspective. So if you have husbands, or if you're interested in that, be sure you join us. We're going to be posting those videos on Thursdays, and it's going to be under Theology Thursday. So if you have theological questions that you've always wondered and want to ask a pastor, you can just comment those, and we'll try and answer as many as we can. But we just are excited about this journey, and we're going to be talking about all those kind of things. And I can't wait to hear from you. I can't wait to continue to do this, and I just hope that you're blessed, and I hope that you're encouraged. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.